guys, Tom by 601. And well, last week there was a challenge that you needed to spot a bunch of enemy ships. And well, I thought to myself, well, what is the best ship for spotting? And well, there really is only one answer to this because it's probably the most OP destroyer in the entire game, hands down, bar none. It's the Kamikaze here. Now, Kamikaze, I don't think has ever been put on sale. Instead, it was a part of the Firepower Deluxe bundle, and it is an incredibly powerful ship for a number of reasons. The first, if you draw your attention to the upper left-hand corner, is that concealment. 4.8 kilometer concealment. I think it's the best in the game. If not, it is up there. And well, being a Japanese boat, or a Japanese destroyer, it is going to be a torpedo boat, one that has some incredibly powerful torpedoes and ones that reload incredibly quickly. So what are we doing here? Well, I'll be honest. At first, I was playing very recklessly because I was just trying to get my spots in, get the spots in, and then be able to move on to the next game. But then things started to happen, and we just kind of had to roll with it. We do a tactical beaching here, as one does. We're kind of trying to drop our spot because if you noticed, we do out conceal that Mutsuki over there, but we've realized this is a bit too hot for us. We need to exit out, and well, Mr. Khaldun over here, Khaldun was like, man, we're gonna intercept him, and I was like, okay. So our torpedoes are already back, so we're just gonna go ahead and dump them in his line as he tries to dump torpedoes at us. You can tell because he hasn't fired his gun, and well, 2 torpedoes are gonna go ahead and take him out and give us our first kill of the game. Solid. Now, there's something a little special about our Kamikaze. It's going to be the commander. For my Japanese torpedo boats, I like running Gunzo Chiha. He is one of the collaboration commanders, and the main reason I love running him is because of his unique skill. You get a ton of reload on your torpedoes. If you do a full reload build on torpedoes, think 30% reduction in torpedo reload time, which is ridiculous, for the cost of about 10% damage, which I definitely think, at least when you're throwing out incredibly slow murder fishes, the reload is probably going to be one of those things that is going to be a bit more important rather than the amount of damage you do, especially because if you're able to kind of cycle the torpedoes sooner, you may find yourself being able to get a damage con or get someone on a permanent flood, which will be much more beneficial to you. Anyways, at this moment, we are definitely down when it comes to the enemy team. So we need to start earning some points to put us back in contention, because one of the things that is very dangerous and can happen, especially in these kind of runaway games where no one has capped anything, is because you haven't gotten that points accrual. If you start losing ships, you can end up early exiting the game. You could run out of points and automatically forfeiting the game. So we need to at least secure this base over here. That way we can start that points generation for our team. And once we do that, then we can resume our little festivities. We're doing okay so far. 1 kill, 74,000 damage, 8 torpedo hits. Like, we're doing pretty solid overall. But we're going to have to start playing a bit smart. We do have this Alighieri, which is doing the smart thing. He's not really pushing in. Of course, it makes sense. We do have 2 battleships, but he also has kind of started that course as going away from us because, well, you don't want to push into a kamikaze, folks. Our ability to throw out torpedoes is just stupid. So totally understand that, but that means we need to start playing the game a bit smarter. We're going to head over into B for 2 reasons. One, We know the enemy destroyer is still there, and we know it's that Mizuki that we saw earlier, and we are going to try to gun duel him out, because we can eliminate him, then it's going to be a decent game. But we know he's in here somewhere. We do just have to find him. And the reason I'm okay taking this challenge is Japanese torpedo boats, they do have a surprisingly high amount of HE DPM, especially when it's against other destroyers. So if you know the other enemy destroyer is fairly low, and you're confident that you can go ahead and wipe them out in like one salvo, the Japanese destroyers are pretty good at that quick ambush and get out. Of course, it very much depends on the health of the destroyer you are facing, but there are definitely times that you can get a surprisingly high amount of damage from these guns. Now we are just kind of trying to secure B. I don't want to get too close to Nevada, but I do want to get close enough to dump off the torps, which we're going to go ahead and do right here. I kind of want to sow division in his head, and just try to get this cap, get the points working for us. We're still behind on points, and we're down on ships. The good news, though, of course, they don't have any cruisers or destroyers left over, so they don't have spotting. And in this new meta, that spotting is really, really important. And that's one of the weird things that has now occurred with the aircraft carrier shift is boats like this and builds like this have become incredibly just more powerful than they already were. Kamikaze was already the easy button before this patch, but now even more so when there is nothing that can outspot it. There is not a plane that can hover over and just do spot it for the enemy team. It has no fear, especially down at the tier that it is, all the way down at tier 4. There's just nothing that strikes fear in a kamikaze's heart. So, okay, we are now even on ships. We have 2 destroyers. The friendly destroyer not doing too great, and as it seems, he has caught the ire of the enemy aircraft carrier. So what is our plan? Well, I want to get this A cap. If we can get this A cap, I feel like no matter what happens in this game, we can kind of control the engagements. We're already up on points, but we can kind of very much play up on points. And even if everyone else gets eliminated, it will be easier for us to maintain the lead, even if they take back 1 or 2 of the capture points, as we lose one of our battleships, putting us down to just one other. Never mind. Putting us down to just our friendly destroyer, and as we already noted earlier, not exactly a destroyer with the largest amount of health. Now, we're going to go ahead and pop smoke here. My main reason for this is I just want to guarantee myself the ability to get this cap. We can see that the aircraft carrier is around. There's a small chance that he tries to blind drop us here, but I just want to be able to get this cap, have it secured, have it locked down, and now we can go ahead and try and pull something off as far as a victory goes, because we are going to be living dangerously. Now, at the time, I really didn't realize this Wyoming was AFK. I thought that he had just realized that, there's 2 destroyers there. I don't want to push in. I don't have spotting. He's just kind of being cautious, which, I totally understand. But we need to figure out what our next move is. And we can see our other destroyer is kind of pushing forward. So we're going to try to take up a position behind him and go wide. We know the enemy aircraft carrier is starting to go after him, which makes sense. He is very low. He just needs 1 lucky bomb strike, and that's all he really needs, or a torpedo hit. And if he does that, then it's sort of open seasons on me as he gets spotted by Alighieri there. And now comes the fun bit, because we are in solo warrior territory. 1v4, if we can bring this home, we will find ourselves a victory. And a good thing that we did get the capture points, because if you noticed, we were behind on points. We just evened out with the enemy, and that is okay. So First up, we have Dante Alighieri here. We're going to go ahead, drop short, drop long, and kind of start keeping our eye on what these torpedoes are doing. Thankfully, wasn't a great drop for him to begin with, but we want to skirt the hard detection radius of Alighieri there, and he, I think, wants to try to avoid where we are, so that's okay. We pick up 2 hits there, or 1 hit there, and 2 more here, bringing down Alighieri, which is excellent because, in all honesty, he was the biggest threat to us. Yes, you know, his big guns are scary, but the SAP shells from his secondaries could do a number or 2 on us. So, now, running through the other possible threats out there, we of course have this Wyoming, who I'm still like confused about, but at this point I've started to kind of pick up on the fact that he's not all there, and by that I mean he's not there at all. He is AFK. So our next biggest threat, the one who is actively engaging us right now, is going to be this Hosho. And to those Hosho players out there, or to the aircraft carriers players out there, you need to be moving. In this new world where the aircraft carriers are incredibly powerful, it can be tempting just to kind of sit still, but you need to be moving, especially if you see that you get spotted. And funny thing right here, I didn't realize this, but Kamikaze is faster, has faster torpedoes, or is just as fast as the torpedoes dropped by the Hosho, which means we are just going to out-drag these things, and we won't really have to worry about it. Or, okay, they're gaining like 1 or 2 knots, but we are able to do fine if he tries to do a rear drop on us. At this point, those torpedoes should be hitting their target. If he didn't move, which he doesn't, that picks us up a 3rd dev strike of the game. We've already hit our high cal, and we're up to 126,000 damage. And, well, there's an AFK battleship, so you know that's not going to go well for him. One other thing to notice and call out is, of course, the enemy battleship over there. The final one, doing his job, trying to capture C, trying to turn the points around. Of course, this deficit of points and then us going sort of on this quick little murder streak here means that it's not going to go too well for him as those final torpedoes kind of head on out. And this is just one of those things where I think this is a great game, just showing off the craziness that is Kamikaze, and just how much carry potential it has, because it is just a disgusting boat that really can't be stopped. As we pick up another dev strike, the Confederate and the Kraken. But yeah, guys, that is Kamikaze. Like I say, if you want this boat, it is in the Firepower Deluxe Edition. That was the retail version of the game. Right now, you can go out onto like Amazon and PlayStation, or Amazon, and pick it up. But just make sure you get a new version of the game, because basically it is just a jewel box with a code. If the code's been used, Wargaming won't, redo the code. But guys, with all of that said, if you liked the video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I hope you have a fantastic... Oh, one last thing. I believe next week is patch notes. I will not have a patch notes video. I will be working aboard a cruise ship for the new job for the week. So, limited internet, not going to be able to make a YouTube's video. So, guys, if you like videos like this, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. See ya.